Well, good afternoon, Mayor Brewer, distinguished guests. My name is Victor White. I'm the Director of Airports for the City of Wichita Airport Authority and its Department of Airports. I'd like to welcome everyone for coming out today and joining us for this very special occasion in the history of our community and indeed for the entire state of Kansas. As you can tell, we had to make some changes at the last minute, some fancy dancing on our plans for the ceremony today. It was originally going to be entirely outdoors, but I think we did the right thing. You know, there's an old Irish folklore that says that when there's bad weather on the day of a wedding, then that marriage will be successful and happy. Now, I don't know if that applies to construction projects or not, but let's hope that it does. So would you all please stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's a flyover in your honor. It's not an NFL game, but it's pretty close. I'd like to recognize some very special elected folks who have joined us today and or their representatives who have come today for the groundbreaking. So as I call your names, please stand briefly and be recognized. Mayor Carl Brewer, members of the Wichita City Council. Wichita City Manager Bob Layton and Assistant City Manager Kathy Holdeman. Chairman Dr. Tom Rosenberg and the members of the Wichita Airport Advisory Board. Members of the Sedgwick County Commission. County Manager Bill Buchanan, I don't know if you're here, but he sends his regards if he's not. Mike Zammersla, Mike Z, of Senator Moran's staff. Mel Thompson of Senator Roberts' staff. Tony Porter of Congressman Pompeo's staff. State Representative Clark Schultz, he was going to be here, probably got stuck in the snow. State Representative Joe Seward. If I have missed any other elected officials who are with us today, please stand and wave to us. Looks like we got them all. Oops, there's a few more. Thank you. I'd like to take this chance now to acknowledge some of the key partners with the Airport Authority in making this project come to fruition and ask that their representatives please stand to be recognized when I call them out. The program management firm, which has been guiding us since 2005, is AECOM, and they will be handling the construction management and inspection as well. Our on-site program manager is Pat McCollum. So Pat, if you and your team members from Lee Fisher, Moeller Engineering and Civil Technology, and all the AECOM employees that are here, please stand or wave if you're already standing. HNTB Corporation is the master architect for this project, and they have been leading a group of specialty firms in a variety of engineering and design disciplines. Some of those sub-consultant firms are GLMV Architecture, Professional Engineering Consultants, Dudley Williams and Associates, the Gruneman Group, Landwork Studio, FSC Inc., Ross and Barazzini, Log Plan, Lightworks Inc., Naughton and Associates, Coffeen Fricky, Faithful and Gould, and Heitman and Associates. Many of these firms I just mentioned are Wichita-based, and we're proud to have them on the team. So will all y'all please stand that are here today. And last but not least is the general contractor who will be building this fine new facility. This is a joint venture of Wichita's Key Construction and Wallbridge of Detroit. Will all of your representatives and employees please stand? And I certainly want to recognize and thank all of the staff of the Department of Airports, some of whom have spent the last 10 plus years planning and helping put together this project. The design, the funding, and I mean literally every department within the airport organization has had a role to play, whether it's engineering, finance, planning, properties, marketing, maintenance, police and fire, and operations and administration. Everybody has had something to do with putting this project together. So if all of y'all would please wave or stand, I'd appreciate that. Planning for this project actually began way back in 2001 when the initial studies were done to map out the long-term future for Wichita's airport facilities. One result of this master planning effort was recognition by the Airport Authority and the City Council of the need for a replacement of the current terminal, which was originally built in 1954. Now, several expansions and modifications and rehabilitations have been done to the terminal over the years, but the last major renovation and expansion work took place in 1989. So you won't find very many airline terminals in the U.S. that are as old as the one that we're operating out of today. It's become functionally obsolete, it's become expensive to maintain, and it just doesn't deliver the level of customer service that our passengers demand. So here we are today, 60 years later after opening the current terminal, and more than 10 years after the planning process began to replace it. So at this time, I'm extremely pleased to introduce to you my boss, Wichita Mayor Carl Brewer, who also serves as the president of the Wichita Airport Authority, to lead us forward with this groundbreaking for the new Air Capital Terminal 3. Mayor?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Just so that we can make sure that we get this corrected, because I saw the look when he says, my boss, and the city manager glanced over at me as if, is there something I know that you don't know? But, you know, this is an exciting day. And I know all of you are just waiting with anticipation. So everyone take a deep breath and just relax, enjoy this moment, because after we walk away from here today, work will begin. And so we won't have time to enjoy ourselves and to relax. Today marks a historic day for our city and our state and our region. Today we celebrate the groundbreaking for a new airport terminal, a modern facility that will serve as a window into our community, our city's heritage, and our collaborative spirit. Today, we take a key step toward construction of a facility that will showcase our well-earned reputation as the air capital of the world. Technically speaking, we broke ground on the terminal last month, and major construction is scheduled to begin in 5 to 6 weeks. So today is a ceremonial groundbreaking. We went ahead and started because we knew that some of you expected us to finish on time. But I want to thank the many residents and the public officials and other guests for coming out to celebrate this important day in Wichita's history. The new terminal project is known as Air Capital Terminal 3, or Act 3, because it is the third terminal we've built in our city's history. This terminal is very much needed. It will replace the existing terminal that opened in 1954, serving more than 75 million customers and over 60 years. we are due a new terminal that will meet the growing travel needs of our community. And I'm excited as mayor of Wichita because I know the new terminal is going to make a great first and final impression for visitors. It will promote many of the great things our city has to offer and highlight our rich aviation history. The features of the new terminal will make Mid-Continent Airport the choice of business and leisure travelers. Now, I know that all of us in here have had an opportunity to go through our current airport, and you arrive there and you get your ticket, and you take a deep sigh because you have to go through security. We all have to go through that. And then once you get the ticket, you go and you sit and you wait, and you wait. And maybe you can get a coffee. For some, maybe a beer. Some a sandwich. But all of this is about to change. This new terminal is going to make it where it's enjoyable from the time that you pull into the parking lot and you get out of your car, you're going to be excited. And for those that have to wait for an airline to get here or have a layover, it's going to be exciting while you're here during that wait. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm going to tell you some of the key features that you're going to have this opportunity to experience. And if some of you just get so excited that you just want to stand up and you want to shake, you want to wave your hands in the air like Bayless Bell was doing here a little bit ago, it's okay. It's a celebration. We're going to have spacious ticketing and baggage claim areas. There we go. We're going to have 12 gates with jet bridges to each one of the gates, with the possible expansion that we can actually go up to as many as 16 gates. That's great. And for those of you who don't know what the bridge is, many of you know when the planes stop and you have to get down and you have to go through the rain or through the snow to get to the building. Those days will be over. That's enough for anybody to celebrate. We have spacious security checkpoints with the latest screening technology. We have new floor parking in the parking garage that will be located directly across from the terminal. A concourse with more concessions, a business center, a kids' play area, and abundant seating with dramatically more public outlets. Are you ready for this? New USB outlets to charge your mobile devices. Every one of you should have clapped on that. I want to note also that we come to this historic day as a result of much teamwork. This new terminal reflects the collaboration that includes the city, the state, the county, federal officials, as well as our partners in the private sector. This project also supports our economic development efforts. It will create jobs at a time when our regional economy continues to bounce back. It is estimated that the new terminal project will create approximately 1,250 full and part-time jobs. Finally, I should note that the new terminal will be funded with airport passenger and user fees and not our local taxes. This facility is indeed a community investment. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate the private sector, the elected officials, the city, the county, the state, our regional partners throughout the entire region in the state of Kansas, and also our state legislators for assisting and helping to make this be able to come true. This is probably the largest project that many of us have seen in our lifetime that the city of Wichita has built so far. And so today truly is a historic day. And as I said, it was the largest project, and it's the first airport terminal. So I started thinking back, let's see, the city was founded in 1870. It's long overdue. So again, thank you so very much, and thank you all of our partners, and thank you for being here and joining us today.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Our next speaker is Dr. Tom Rosenberg, who is the chairman of the Wichita Airport Advisory Board.
Victor told me short and sweet. On behalf of the Wichita Airport Advisory Board, I'm extremely happy to see the beginning of Wichita's new flight into the future. It's been a long time coming, and it's finally here. I believe this will begin a new era in air travel for Kansas residents and hopefully for international travelers as well. And yes, I say international travelers. I also personally believe that this will enhance business opportunities for many of our Kansas businesses and our Kansas entrepreneurs. When this project is complete in early 2015, maybe even 2014, you will be awed by this facility and proud to see how it represents our flying community and allows us to continue to use Wichita's moniker as yes, Wichita still is, Wichita will always be the air capital of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman Rosenberg. A major partner with the Airport Authority in making this project a reality is the Federal Aviation Administration. Our next speaker is Rodney Joel, who is the Assistant Manager of the FAA's Central Region Airports Division. Rodney?
Thank you, Victor. I was told I was standing in here at the last minute, and one of the things I did, I asked Victor, what do you want me to cover? How long do you want me to talk? And he says, you can talk as long as you want. You got 3 minutes. So on behalf of the FAA, thank you for the opportunity to talk about today and this monumental milestone. The FAA has been working closely with the Wichita Airport Authority for the past 10 years on this groundbreaking event. We look forward to seeing a new, modern 21st century terminal here at the air capital of the world. In 2003, a little over a year after 9/11, the FAA began partnering with the Airport Authority to evaluate the old terminal to see what could be done to that terminal to make it compliant with the post-9/11 standards and safety requirements. That study concluded that the 1950 structure could not be modified, it could not meet these standards, and the study recommended that we build a new terminal to do that. So in 2006, the Airport Authority received federal funding to do environmental assessment, which sort of kicked this project off and got things rolling. In 2007, the FAA worked closely with Victor and his staff to develop a feasible funding program on how you can fund this new terminal. And I'm sure Victor agreed, when you're talking money like this, you got to do a little planning. So we did that in 2007. In 2008, the FAA was able to provide funding again for preliminary design and reconfiguration of the apron to get the terminal area prepared. And then in 2009, we helped realign the access road and do some utility relocation. This year, we're proud to say that we're able to start the funding process for the terminal itself and get that project underway. So this is the milestone that we're looking for. And while we were only able to fund a portion of the total terminal cost, I'm happy to say that we're 100% behind this development. Thank you very much.
Another major partner with the airport in this project, as well as our day-to-day operations, is the Transportation Security Administration. We have with us today Chris McLaughlin, who is the Assistant TSA Administrator in the Office of Security Operations. And Chris came all the way down from Washington, D.C. to see a little Kansas rain. So, Chris?
Trust me, it doesn't take a lot to get out of Washington, so it's nice to be here in little Kansas. Thank you, Victor, Mayor Brewer, members of the Wichita City Council, and other elected officials. I'm pleased to be here today to celebrate the launch of this exciting new project at Wichita Mid-Continent. Aviation security truly is a partnership, and I'd like to thank Airport Director Victor White and his staff and the City of Wichita for their partnership. I'd also like to thank TSA Federal Security Director Keith Osborne for his leadership for TSA here in Wichita. In September 2009, TSA announced a $6.9 million award to Wichita for the construction of an inline baggage screening system as part of the airport's new terminal project. The addition of this sophisticated security system will significantly improve the speed and efficiency of our baggage screening operations here at Wichita. When completed in 2015, the new inline system will make the bag check-in process more convenient for passengers and will reduce the number of physical bag searches required. Instead of carrying their bags to the screening area, passengers will be able to check them at the airline ticket counter. The bags will be screened through a fully automated system and delivered directly to airlines for loading onto the aircraft. The design of this inline system was a cooperative effort between the airport, the city, and TSA. The new terminal will also include space that is specifically designed to accommodate the latest screening technology, including advanced imaging X-ray machines and advanced imaging technology. The design is flexible and expandable so that we can upgrade our equipment and processes as our risk-based security approach continues to evolve into the future. We look forward to continuing to work with Mr. White and his staff to bring a truly state-of-the-art terminal to the city of Wichita and the state of Kansas. As always, TSA will continue to work closely with the airport to make the traveling out of mid-continent a safe, secure, and enjoyable experience. Thank you.
Governor Brownback was planning on joining us today, but he had some last-minute things he had to do, so he did the next best thing. He sent the Assistant Manager of the Kansas Department of Transportation, Division of Aviation, Jesse Romo. So, Jesse, would you please speak on behalf of the Governor?
Well, thank you for that introduction, Vic. My name is Jesse Romo. I am the Deputy Director of Aviation for the state of Kansas, and I am honored to be here. And just a little surprise, I think it was just a couple hours ago, Vic was calling me. As you see in your brochure, Ed Young was supposed to be here, but he got stuck in Albuquerque because of weather. And I just hope their terminal is as nice as what you're going to be able to hear in Wichita. Now, the state of Kansas has 138 public use airports. And in aggregate, they account for over $10 billion in on-airport economic impacts. Wichita's Mid-Continent Airport contributes nearly half that amount. $4.7 billion and over 22,000 jobs are directly related to this airport alone. So when you look at building a new terminal facility, that is just going to continue to add to the positive economic impacts already felt here. Now, this project represents cooperation, collaboration, and probably most important, perseverance, because projects like these are never easy. So for those of us that have been through this or a similar process, we know how gratifying it is to finally get to this point. And I would frankly be remiss if I didn't mention the Federal Aviation Administration. The FAA's Central Region Office has been a tremendous partner, not only in this project, but in projects all across the state. We do appreciate the role that you all play. Now, building a new terminal shouldn't just be viewed as constructing another new building. Airports and terminals are the front doors to your community. So when you think about people flying in on vacation, when you think about businessmen coming in, this may be the first time for them to come to Wichita. This may be the first time for them to come to the state of Kansas. And to have a state-of-the-art modern facility, a new terminal building, welcome them. There will be no doubt in their minds why Wichita remains the air capital of the world. Now, the state of Kansas recognizes and appreciates everyone's efforts and contributions to help make this project happen. We congratulate you and wish you the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Sorry I got your title wrong. A unique partner that we have with us here in Wichita is the Regional Economic Area Partnership, otherwise known as REAP, which assists us in keeping our airfares low, actually for the entire state of Kansas. The REAP chairman, who is also Sedgwick County Commissioner Dave Unruh, will speak to us next.
Thank you, Victor. On behalf of REAP, I just want to express our appreciation for being invited to celebrate with you in what is a significant, if not historic, event for South Central Kansas. The Regional Economic Area Partnership is a consortium of 35 city and county governments in the 9-county region in South Central Kansas. Our partners have learned the great value that when we support each other and when we bring our voices together, we have a greater voice for the citizens of South Central Kansas. And today, we are here to support the City of Wichita and the efforts to enhance Wichita Mid-Continent Airport Terminal. We know that this is the state's biggest airport, and for South Central Kansas, it's a critical hub for business and recreational travel to the world. For years, REAP has been a partner with the business community, the City of Wichita, Sedgwick County, and the state of Kansas in support of the Kansas Affordable Airfare Program, a program that keeps fares affordable and travel dollars in our state. The new terminal here will only make that program even better and make travel easier for both businesses and our citizens. Fundamentally, this is all about positioning our region to be active in the local and global economy. Air travel is a critical component of our economic development efforts. Remember those big advertising billboards that we used to see to lure Wichitans away from Mid-Continent Airport and take us to Kansas City to get cheaper flights? Well, I don't see those anymore. And I think a big reason we don't see those is because Mid-Continent is more competitive today due to our intentional partnerships, programs, and efforts. I applaud the mayor and the City of Wichita City Council and the Airport Authority for their leadership in this new facility and for helping propel Wichita, Sedgwick County, and our South Central Kansas region forward to be as good and as economically prosperous as it can be. Congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next up is Gary Plummer, the President and CEO of the Wichita Metro Chamber of Commerce.
Good afternoon, and I've had several people compliment me on this Chamber of Commerce weather today. I'm just sorry I didn't get around to it in June or July, but we'll take what we can get. There's been a lot of comments today about the air capital of the world. Certainly we believe in that strongly at the Chamber. Obviously the corporations in our aviation cluster and other major corporations here in the Wichita region will utilize this airport to fly in their customers and also their employees from around the globe. This makes the airport a big priority not only to the Chamber but to the entire community. And it's a reason why a new functional and innovative terminal will improve our competitiveness and our overall community image. As we work to attract new corporations to Wichita, certainly Act 3 will be a major part of giving us a competitive edge over other areas of the country. And next week, the Chamber is going to announce a new economic vision as part of a 5-year strategy for job growth here in our community. And I just want to say that a project like this plays a very important role in that, and it's going to help the region achieve its economic vision over the long haul. I also want to thank the city and the state and federal partners who were a part of this project and congratulate them for this success today. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. And last, but certainly not least, is one of our newest Wichita residents, Susie Santo, who is the new president and CEO of the Go Wichita Convention and Visitors Bureau. We wouldn't need this new terminal if we didn't have visitors and tourists coming to and from town. So, Susie, make it happen.
Thank you. As we've heard from our presenters today, there are a number of reasons why this new terminal is important to Wichita, and I'd like to just share for just a moment the perspective from the visitor and from Go Wichita. At Go Wichita, we bring in meeting planners from around the country. They're coming to Wichita because they're trying to decide which city should host their next meeting. And usually at that point, they've narrowed it down to a couple of cities. And we want to showcase the best that Wichita has to offer from start to finish. And the meeting planners want to gain an understanding of what the attendees are going to experience if they should choose Wichita. And we want them to choose Wichita because every meeting or association that has their meeting here or convention that comes here means tens of thousands of dollars for the community. And the airport plays an extremely important part in helping us secure that business because we all know how important first impressions are. And our new terminal is Wichita's first impression. And our terminal is going to showcase a city that's progressive, that's proud of our heritage, and optimistic about the future. It'll be aesthetically pleasing and have all the modern amenities and conveniences, and meeting planners are easily going to be able to see that positive first experience that their attendees are going to have when they choose Wichita for their next association meeting or convention. And again, we all benefit when that happens because it's those convention attendees who stay in our hotels, who shop in our shops, who dine in our restaurants, and visit our attractions. Simply put, when people travel, jobs are created and the economy grows. On behalf of Go Wichita and the Executive Board, we congratulate the Wichita Airport Authority and the City of Wichita on this groundbreaking. This is an exciting day, and when this terminal is complete, Wichita will be showcased once again as the air capital of the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Susie. And finally, before we proceed to man the shovels and do the ceremonial groundbreaking, which, by the way, we're not going to do out there. We're going to fake it and do it here inside the building without dirt, but we'll still have the hard hats and the shovels and so forth. I'd like to, before we do that, ask Father Jim Billinger, the pastor of Holy Savior Catholic Church, to deliver a blessing on our project. So, Father?
Let us pray. May the grace and peace of God our Father, the source of all blessings, be with all of you. The work we are beginning today, the construction of this new airport terminal, is truly the vision of airport and city and state and county officials and many others. We know the familiar words of Psalm 137, "If the Lord does not build the house, in vain do the builders labor." Whenever we look to the interests of our neighbor or the community and serve them, we are in a sense God's own co-workers. Let us pray for his help, my brothers and sisters, that God will bring the construction of this new terminal to a successful completion, that his protection will keep those who work on it safe and from injury. All-powerful God, creator of heaven and earth, you make the clouds your chariot and walk on the wings of the wind. And in the rich depths of your wisdom, you have empowered us to produce great and beautiful works. And you are never far off from those who love and serve you. With fatherly protection, you always guard those who place their trust in you. Grant that this new terminal, built by human skill and talent, may be a great blessing to our travelers and visitors and to the greater community of Wichita. May this new terminal contribute to the safety of all travelers, assist our carriers in providing efficient and quality service to all passengers, and provide a warm and hospitable welcome to this city of Wichita. Amen.
Thank you so much, Father. I'd like to thank all of our speakers today for joining us and helping us on this very special and exciting occasion. So I'd like to express my appreciation on behalf of the entire City of Wichita organization and its airport authority to all of you for coming out today on this crummy day and joining us this afternoon.